If you were to decide who the best YouTuber ever is, that would be really hard to choose, because there's a lot that needs to be taken into consideration. However, I think I have found a YouTuber who's definitely a qualifying candidate. This person mixes the three things that are great about YouTube. We'll get to that in a minute, but without further ado, the person is none other than Arlo. That's right. Arlo, this blue Muppet, is the best YouTuber out there, and this is why. First, we need to talk about what makes a good YouTuber good. I've noticed there's three main things: quality, humor, and how interesting their content is. Somebody with a lot of quality would be somebody like Smooth McGroove, who spends a ton of time and effort in their videos and makes them the very best that they can possibly be. His videos are extremely good, and they all are serious quality videos. They're really good videos that you can see a lot of time and effort went into. Another thing, humor. Humor is definitely most prominent in Chadtronic. Chadtronic is extremely funny. He can think of really quick remarks right on the spot, and he just is an overall funny guy with a bunch of antics and gestures and stuff like that. The third thing is how interesting they are, the kind of valid points they make. Somebody like Nathaniel Bandy can be making a lot of really cool points that you never thought about in his top 10s. Another thing would be top trending. They bring up a lot of really cool stories you may not have ever heard. Now, here's the problem with all four of these YouTubers. Smooth McGroove has such quality content, it is just amazing. However, he's not funny. Not that funny, at least. And it's not that interesting. That's not to say he's a bad YouTuber, he's still an excellent person, but his content is not all three. Chadtronic makes extremely funny videos. Sometimes they're somewhat interesting. You can see there's a lot of quality, but it's just not a ramped up version of all three. Now, Nathaniel Bandy, you may have heard that I think he's the best YouTuber ever, and he's my favorite. He's not the best, though. He's got a lot of interesting content. His content is really quality content. The only problem with Nathan is that sometimes his humor can appear slightly dry. Now, Nathan is my favorite YouTuber, so it's really hard to say that his humor can appear slightly dry, but I gotta be honest here. And with top trending, they're very interesting. If you look really closely, the quality may not be as high, but the humor is usually just not there at all, unless it's a video that's supposed to be humorous. Now, why is Arlo the best? Because Arlo is all three of those things. He makes quality content that is funny and interesting. He can do all three of those things. The fact that he can do all three of those things in itself makes him basically God level, but let me explain how he can do all three things. In a recent video, he was critiquing Paper Mario Color Splash. So what did he do? He started his quality video with an introduction as usual, but then he dove right into a segment that made me laugh so hard I could barely breathe.
Paper Mario Color Splash is a dumb garbage game for stupid jerks. It features a new mechanic that's the worst, and I hate its dumb, stupid face because
He said it so casually that it just made you laugh so hard. But then after that, he went right into the game's pros and cons and made legitimate reasons as to why he feels that way. He provided a lot of really interesting ideas and things to think about, and it really got my mind working. This is the kind of stuff that actually makes you feel like a little bit smarter after you watch the video. Then again, he ended it with an extremely funny segment that I found quite humorous.
Paper Mario Color Splash is literally the worst game I've ever played, and I give it -1 billion out of 7!
Arlo does this in most of his videos, and if he doesn't, it's because it's a video that is strictly humor-based. Arlo is able to pull this off in such a magical way that just makes him the best YouTuber ever. Now, maybe this is just a little bit of my bias because he's a funny guy, but Arlo can still make you really think. I've noticed when I'm watching his videos, I'll actually be thinking like, oh, that's a good point some of the time. Other times I'll just be laughing too hard to hear what he's saying. but he just can provide points that you would never have even thought about. That's what makes him so great, is he can think outside of the box. That helps him with his humor and how interesting he is. So there's my 2 cents on this topic, and if you think that somebody else is the best YouTuber ever, you can comment below. Now please note, I was not taking subscriber count into this, obviously, because Arlo has 50,000 subscribers. If we were to go by subscriber count of who the best YouTuber is, sure, you could all figure out who that would be. Thank you for watching, and just know, Arlo, you're the best. Coming soon, I will have a theory on Arlo himself.
Please don't make me. No!
The songs we all forever keep in our hearts are back and better than ever in this comprehensive collection featuring all of Ocarina of Time's best.
Song of Storms, make it rain a bunch right now. You don't care about the local ecosystem.